January often brings to mind crisp mornings, frosted windows, and the quiet beauty of a fresh snowfall. Today, let's capture that winter sparkle vibe. Whew. I don't know about you and where you are, but for me, January this year is quite chilly. I've got my cozy crew neck on and definitely inspired to make a sparkly, wintry January granny square. So stick around. Please make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Click that notification bell so you are fully aware and apprised when my new videos come out. And also please consider hitting that like button to show me some love. So let's go ahead today and jump into this sparkly, cozy, frosty January granny square. I'm going to be using my Stylecraft Special DK yarn in the following three colors. The dark blue is denim. The lighter blue in the center is cloud blue. And then, of course, white. So we also need a 4mm hook. I am using just an ergonomic one I picked up on Amazon a few years ago because I just needed something a little more comfortable and I wasn't ready to splurge on a lot of money. Also going to need a pair of scissors and a needle. I always have my trusty needle set here in my cute little sardine tin. So I will definitely link those down below if you are interested for Amazon. A little disclaimer there. If you do purchase, just choose to purchase through those links. I will receive a little thank you commission from Amazon. You're not paying anything extra. It's just a little thank you from them for me sharing products on my videos. So let's go ahead and get started. What we need to do is we'll start with our white. Move this over a little bit here. Now we're going to start with a magic ring, or you can do the chain 4 method. I'm just going to do the magic ring. If you don't know how to do that quite yet, this is how. So you go ahead and take your short end of your tail and wrap it around your fingers and make a little X on the top. You're going to go under the bottom, come over the top part and pull it around like so. And then yarn over and pull through that little chain there. Okay. So we're going to go chain 1, and then we're doing 8 single crochets. Three, 4, 5, 6. Whoops. 7. And here is 8. So in this case, we are not doing a continuous round per se. So we're going to slip stitch into our first stitch here. Let me make sure I've got the right ones. Yes. Now you can always definitely use a stitch marker so that you can see where you're at. So slip stitching like so. Okay. So then now we're making the little snowflake points here. And now we're chaining 5. So this is going to be a double crochet and then a chain 2. And then in the same stitch, we're doing another double crochet. And now skipping the next stitch, we're going to do a double crochet. and chain 3, and then double crochet in the same stitch. And again, skip and double crochet, chain 3, double crochet in the same, and then we have one more. So skip, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, and now we are going to slip stitch into the third chain, like so. And that gives us our center around there. So then we're going to tie this off. And we are done with the white until the edge. So I'm just going to weave this in a little bit. Doesn't matter how perfect it's woven in, just so that it's secured, because we are going to be going over the chain with our next color. Alrighty, so now we are going to start with our cloud blue, which is a light color. Got a little tangle in there. And we're going to start with our granny stitches and making a corner. So I like to do a standing double crochet, which is what I am going to do here in my first chain 3 space. Oop. So then we're doing 3 double crochets and a chain 2 and 3 more. There's our first corner, and now a chain 1, and then come to the next chain 3 space and do that again. Chain 1, next chain 3 space, chain 1, and our last chain 3 space. And then chain 1. And now we are going to slip stitch into the top of our standing double crochet. We need to tie this off, weave everything in, Next is our denim color, where we are going to do this last one before our finishing. So again, we are doing a standing crochet stitch. This one is a treble. So we're going to work into our corners. So a standing treble, which I did not go over this before, I'm sorry. If you're unsure, there's a few ways to do it, but I like to just do my slip knot so I get that stable end. And then depending, a double you just wrap one time, or a half double if you're doing those. A treble you're wrapping twice, just like you would when you start that stitch. And then I like to hold the yarn with my fingers so it doesn't slip. And then you just go into where you're going to start that stitch and then continue it as just how you would do that stitch anyway. So we're making a corner. So we need to do 3 treble crochets, a chain 2, and then 3 more. Okay, and then we're going straight into our space here to do a granny cluster of double crochets. So that's 3 double crochets. And then treble crochet corners again. So we're just going to repeat that corner all the way around. And then repeat for our side cluster of 3 double crochets. And then back to our corner. And then here's our last granny crust cluster side. And we just slip stitch over to our beginning standing stitch and tie off and weave in. Okay, left up with our last 2 rows with the white. And again, a standing stitch. We are going to do single crochet into our corner space. Doing 2 single crochets in our corner and then a chain 2. and then 2 more. Okay, so now we have now we are single crocheting in the next 4 stitches. Now we're going to use, to make sure we use our invisible stitch that's hiding underneath this stitch here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do kind of a spike stitch. So I'm going to go underneath down here into this, like right over this center stitch, all the way down here, loosely, and then pull up like so. But I also want to stabilize it more, so I'm going to go into the middle stitch up here. Okay, yarn over and kind of loosen it up a little bit more. Pull through that center one, and then yarn over and pull through the top. And now 4 more stitches. Okay, and then do our corners. We have 2 single crochets, chain 2, 2 single crochets, and now 4 single crochets in that invisible stitch. Now that spike stitch down here all the way to the bottom, pull it up, go into that center stitch, yarn over, pull through like so, yarn over and pull through and finish a stitch, and now 4 more. Okay, and back to the corner. So that's what you do all the way around. Okay, there's our first our white row. So this is round 5. Now what we're going to do is slip stitch into this first here, like so. Now chain 1 and single crochet in that same stitch, single crochet again in the next. Now we're in our corner doing 1 single crochet, 2 chains, 1 single crochet in the corner. Now, don't forget that invisible stitch right there. We are going to do 13 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And now we have our corner. 1, chain 2, and then another single crochet on the other side, and then we just repeat. So we're going to do 13 across, 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and then again. And on this side, we are not, instead of 13 across, we're going to only do 11 because we already did 2. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and finish that up. now we're doing 11. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So now we're just going to slip stitch into the top of that first single crochet and then tie it off. Here is our January Wintry Frost. Winter Sparkle Granny Square. So something fun. You definitely can block this. I have my Knit IQ blocking mats that I will use. I will link them down below as well, and you can check them out. I love them. They have grids. They have different kinds, so a different kind of grid work. So it's definitely worth it. And to block these, I just pin them out and use a light iron steam. I don't touch it on here. I just steam it, and it loosens the fibers up, and then they kind of just relax and come into shape. So I do want to show you, because, you know, we're talking about winter sparkle, right? And I absolutely love my metallic yarns. So I made this little guy also using the King Cole Glitz double knit. Now it's a little smaller because, yes, it's still a 3-weight, it's a double knit, but it's a little thinner than the Stylecraft Special. And so I used a 3.5mm hook instead of the 4. And I think it's absolutely gorgeous and adorable at the same time. But I wanted to show that to you because I think it's super cute. And I'm loving the glitteriness during this time because it just gives snow sparkle. I hope you agree. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to go ahead and clean up all this, and then I will be with you in just a few minutes. Was this a fun one? I absolutely really enjoyed this fun granny square. And you know, I am fully in love with the sparkly yarn right now. Unfortunately, I don't have so many colors, but I'm going to get them. Don't worry. What do you think about adding that sparkly white to the granny square? It just makes everything pop, and it's so wintry and snowy. I don't know. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are not already subscribed, please consider doing so and click that notification bell so that you are fully apprised and aware when my next videos come out, when I go live, or also when I post something in the community page, excuse me. So, and please, if you love this video or any other videos in my entourage, please consider slapping that like button to show me some love. And I hope that you enjoyed this video again. And I want to say thank you for hanging out with me today. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.